let's see. So quarantine, what's quarantine been like for me? It's been hectic in a good way. And there are obviously some things that have been kind of negative. So first of all, first and foremost, I'm a parent. I have 2 kids. And so just having to deal with what are we doing about, the uncertainty about school and what we want to do with the kids and all that has been a lot to deal with. The one thing I think it's helped me recognize in all this time is really the value of our education system and how we really need to handle it with care, just in really broad strokes. When you think about it, like there are other people who rely on school for their kids, for daycare, for meals, and for all these things, who have had that taken away. And then also you just see how much time and energy and effort it takes to be an educator. And so if you have kids right now, then you have a firm understanding of how important teaching and education is. And I think that for me, it has really made me think about the value as a member of society that I want to put on education and how I want to push that agenda forward to make sure that our education system is really great for all kids, in particular people who are less fortunate than me. So as a parent, that's the first thing that's really been front and center. As a business person, as a hustler, the thing, I've just acquired a lot of skills during quarantine because it really is do it on your own, make it happen on your own, or it doesn't happen. And so during this time, I've actually also been in transition. I was working at Def Jam. I had an amazing job there. I decided to leave there at the end of the year. And that was before COVID even happened. And so I left to go start my own business, which is a liquor store, an online liquor store. And all of a sudden, right when I was at the beginning of doing all my paperwork, having to deal with local governments to get my licenses, everything was closed down. So now there were all sorts of new things that I had to do. And, literally it is an eat what you kill situation. Like if you're not prepared to put in the time and energy, then in all likelihood, there isn't going to be a return because they're just, all of the fluff has been pulled away. All of I have all of these other things that are around me that help me get from point A to point D. It's all pulled away. It literally is all about what you can do and what you can do for yourself. So I think in that regard, I've while there were things that I was always like pretty good at, so whether it was design or whether it was just my general communication skills with partners, like all of that has had to be elevated in order for me to see any success. Fortunate, like the one thing I looked at was a lot of people who were, I'm just going to spend all this time just, meditating on what it is they're going to spend the time doing. They said, I want to spend this time starting this business, dotting every I, crossing every T. And that literally meant just of all of the things that needed to be done, start and finish. When this ended, and of course I thought we'd be done by now. By the time this ended, I'll be in a new place and I will be able to look back on this and say, I didn't just sit on the couch every day. I didn't just watch a bunch of Netflix. I didn't just post a bunch of Instagram photos. I started a business. And in my case, I actually did start a business and launched a business. And so it gave me a lot of confidence in myself and my ability to get things done. And then I think the last thing, and this is more of a personal, emotional note, if you will, is a lot of things about the United States have been revealed through COVID. So it's brought to the forefront the vast disparity we have between rich people and poor people. It's brought to the forefront the disparity that we have between people of color and people and the way our rights are honored and treated, and white people. And so a lot of things, also as an individual and then as a parent, about how we try to fix these issues in our country. Like, what do we do? Right now, we're in the midst of this pandemic, we have this situation, and I think Trevor Noah said it best, like, where no one is winning. So the police aren't winning because they have no trust in the community. The community isn't winning because they don't have, proper trust in law enforcement. Government isn't winning because we have these two parties that don't represent everyone and everyone can't figure out how we move forward. And just part of that for me has just been thinking to myself, how do I participate in the healing process? So does that mean I need to protest? Does that mean it's the way that I educate some of my friends? who are maybe, less knowledgeable about all of these issues? Does that mean, you lead by example and say, hey, the best thing I can do is show people how great people of color can be by starting a business and being successful? It's really made me think about, how I can be just a better person in society and how I can be a role model. And, so it has definitely been stressful, but it has also been rewarding. And I mean, I can't wait for us to get back to a different level of normalcy, because I think it will bring down a lot of the beef and drama and conflict that we have in society. But at the same time, I think it has clearly illuminated how much that we have to do in order to move ourselves forward as a nation.